everybody, it's Dr. Magnifico from Jaredsville Vet and Publi.com. Well, this is mostly Jaredsville Vet. This is a TNR trap, and this is Taz, who is inside. He's about a 6-month-old cat. He's probably a semi-feral cat, so there's a whole long discussion about feral versus semi-feral, and he's probably semi-feral. He belongs to a colony that's been managed for a long time. Jen is with me. She's our office manager. She's going to talk a little bit about the colony, but I'm going to talk about TNR and what we're trying to do here at Jaredsville Vet. So one of our goals at Jaredsville Vet is to try to help get the feral and semi-feral cat population under control. Part of that's because we see a lot of unwanted kittens. So spring brings us this shower of unwanted kittens. Most of them are in some degree of distress or infection, and there is nothing more tragic than seeing a kitten die of fleas or infection, which are the two big killers around here. And then we have the whole other Pandora's box of rabies, which we have had the very unfortunate experience of having that too. So a kitten came in and ended up being rabid 3 weeks later. Really the unwanted cats of our community are too numerous to count. I would estimate they're in the thousands. It puts a really heavy burden on the shelter. It puts a really heavy burden on the people in the community. I don't really quite understand the mindset of people who have cats that they're feeding but not really taking care of. They're domestic animals, so by law you are responsible for them being vaccinated for rabies, and then all of the rest of the stuff for taking care of them to meet the minimum care guidelines, so providing food and shelter and water. And if you're going to take care of something, then they need to be taken care of. So we try very hard to help the people in our community who are trying to get their colonies under control. So whether that's TNR, which is trapping, neutering, or spaying and then releasing. This kitty has an ear tip on his left ear, so that indicates that he's been vaccinated and he's been neutered, and then he'll go back into his community. But there are estimates of one cat producing 44,000 cats over, a couple years, and that's one of the things that we see. So here at Jaredsville Vet, we're trying to help get these cats under control and the number of unwanted cats under control. So if you are taking care of a colony, or you live here in Jaredsville or even in Hartford County, and you've got cats that you're trying to help find care for, we are happy to help. From my point of view as the hospital owner and as the veterinarian here, I don't want to just spay and neuter 1 or 2 cats of your colony, because that's really not going to make a difference. I really want to spay and neuter the whole colony, so make sure everybody in that colony has their ear tip and none of them can be reproducing. And then over time, those population numbers will become more manageable. But these guys are susceptible to disease and then other predators, and it's just a terribly lonely, dangerous life for them to lead. The TNR prices for here range from about $80 for a spay to $60 for a neuter. The ear tip we do for free. A rabies is $16, and then I always ask people to microchip them, and that's $25. The Good Samaritan Fund will help with some of those numbers. I'm happy to work with people based on colonies, so if you have a big colony, I'm happy to work on those prices, and we do kind of a group discount price. But for today, we're looking for people who want to sponsor and help us kind of provide the cost of care for these animals. So if you are interested in helping, or you know of someone who needs help, please reach out to us or reach out to Jen at the clinic, and she will let you know a little bit more about this program. So Jen's going to talk about Taz and kind of his conditions, and then we're looking for a sponsor for him.
So about a year ago, our relationship started with the gentleman who takes care of Taz and the other cats within the colony. He brought in a kitten from the colony who had been hit by a car, and while financially his means were very restricted, he wanted to help the kitten. He wanted to save it. So we did work with him, and she actually healed up really well on cage rest and some anti-inflammatories. But for the colony, this gentleman he desperately needed help with the colony. He did reach out to some of the groups within our county who do help with colonies, but they are inundated with TNR projects, and it just wasn't something they could immediately take on. And every time this gentleman came in to get food for the colony from our food pantry, the numbers within the colony kept growing and growing and growing. So we did offer to step in with assistance from our Good Sam Fund, as he was an established client, to help TNR some of these cats, and hopefully our goal is to TNR all of the cats, and that's a big project. We're looking at, he thinks about 13, but that number is always low. There's always far more there than what they think. So we would guess probably at least 20 that will need to be TNR'd, and we would love sponsorship for them so we can help get this colony under control.
And now that it's fall, we want to do it now. We don't want to wait until winter when they're starving to death or they're freezing, and we don't want to wait until spring when we're starting to get pregnant moms. The big worry is we trap a pregnant mom and she's either had her babies and they're out without her, or she's about to give birth, and as much as nobody wants to spay a pregnant cat, sometimes we just don't know with these TNR cats. We're really trying to save their lives. It's not about, these lofty goals of finding everybody homes, because they are feral cats. It's we've got a place where someone is providing shelter for them, where someone's providing food for them, and we can help them manage the numbers, and then, these cats can at least go on to live happier, healthier lives. Any of the kittens that we can get, that we can tame, we try to do, but you have to intervene within like the first week or two, maybe 3, before you can kind of turn them around, and then those guys need to be bottle fed, so it becomes, a risk between health, where we don't know what these guys' history are. We can't let anyone get exposed to getting bitten because they haven't been vaccinated. So it becomes really a very difficult kind of can of worms. So the best thing that we can do is have a place where someone's taking care of them, have a place where someone's feeding them and housing them, and then start getting these guys spayed and neutered and vaccinated. And then from there, that colony is at least closed and managed. If you have any questions about TNR, about helping us with this project, please either respond to this post, or you can private message us, or call the clinic and ask for Jen. I mean, we really are looking for people who want to help. Sometimes help comes in the form of transporting, to and from the clinic, because we need help with that. Sometimes it's sponsoring the care of a cat, which is somewhere between, $60 and $100. That's running as kind of bare bones and doing everything they need without having, the gift of a donation or a scholarship that some of the nonprofits get. Did I miss anything?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Thanks so much. Take care and please share. Bye.